I'm going to fly a mission with only the basic rules now, and it's going to be in July 1943. This is not the right map, but the location is correct. I'm in England, and I'm going to fly a mission to Lille in France, which is here. So it's going to be a short mission, 3 zones, 1, 2, 3. And it's not complicated. You take off, you enter a zone, check for fuel, you enter next zone, and in the basic rules you check for fighter encounters. And if there are fighter encounters, there's combat. Check your fuel, or mark our fuel boxes. Enter the next zone. Fighter encounters, mark our fuel. Next zone. Fighter encounters, mark off fuel. In the target zone, you check for fighters, you mark our fuel, you check the weather. There's flak. There's the bomb run. There's egress flak. Then you turn around. Check for fighters, mark off fuel, enter the zone, next zone on your return route. Check for fighters, mark off fuel, next zone, fighters, fuel, next zone, fighters, fuel, fighters, fuel, fuel, and land. And you mark off fuel before you land, because if fuel runs out, your engine stops and you land with no engines. The basic gameplay is similar to B-17 Queen of the Skies. I don't know how it compares to Target for Today, but this is similar to B-17 Queen of the Skies. Take off, enter a zone, mark off fuel, enter zone 2, check for fighters, mark off fuel, enter the next zone. If heat is out, you check for frostbite if you're at 10,000 feet or higher before you check for fuel, or before you check for fighters. The basic gameplay is everything in green, so I'm going to follow the green steps. Enter zone, formation events, check for fighters, check fuel, enter the next turn. I have not planned this, so everything is messy and improvised and unorganized. The base is here. My target will be Lil. Now, how do we decide a target? We roll on the target list. We roll 2d6, a d66 on the target list. And it's 46. 46, which means marshalling yard in Lil, which is target Z or Z571. And it is here, so we place a target counter in the target zone, and we have our formation north of England. And after we have determined the target, Lil, marshalling yard. We go to the gazetteer and we find Lil here. There are other targets in Lil. These two are airfields, Vandeville and Lille Nord. And Lil is size, the target is large, so I put target size large, and the target terrain is in France. That comes into play if, or should I say when, you are shot down over the target. Cherbourg is, the terrain is in water in France. So you let a die roll decide for you if you cannot decide, if you're in an uncontrolled, if you must bail out from an uncontrolled plane, for instance. But now we are going to Lille. And after we have determined the size and the target terrain, we look at the values in each zone. This is actually plus 0, plus 0. So we fly in zone 1 over England and water, and then, oops, here we are, and then we are both over water and France, and in zone 3 over France only. And these values, plus 0, plus 1, and plus 1, are used when we determine if we encounter fighters. And this asterisk tells us that this zone is ME 109 heavy. We meet, there's a chance that we meet more 109s than 190s. And this icon here tells us that this zone is 190 heavy, Focke-Wulf 190 heavy, so chances are that we meet more Focke-Wulfs in these two zones. So let's see, plus 0, zone 1 is plus 0, and we are, oh, I did it, I should do it, France, plus 0, 109, and here, no, what the, I can't do two things at the same time. England and water, of course. And the defensive modifier is plus 0 in 109 heavy zone. And the next zone is water France plus 1. Water France plus 1 in a 190 heavy zone, and here France plus 1 in a 190 heavy area. I can put this, I can put that target list and guest here away. And after I have decided to determine the target and the route to the target, and we determine if we bomb by boxes or by flights. It's based on the target size. In basic game, all large, medium and very large targets are bombed by flights. Small and very small targets are bombed by flights. Large, very large and medium sized targets are bombed by boxes. Small and very small are bombed by flights. We determine the weather at landing. I roll 2d6s. It's 5. And that means that the weather is good when we land. And the weather over the target is 2, which means very good. The weather forecast is very good. After we had determined the weather, I roll to see what the mission altitude is. So I roll let's see, I have a table, but at the moment I cannot show it. This means a 4 and a 10 means that the altitude my altitude is in column C at 12,000 feet. 12,000 feet in column C. The modifiers I get, that's flak. The accuracy is -1. Flak accuracy is -1. And between 8,000 and 15,000, I meet heavy flak. We continue with fighter cover, and I roll 1d6 and another 1d6 to determine if I have area cover or close escort. And the other is to determine the strength of a close escort, if I get that. On this mission, I will determine that I have area cover, so the chances are that we will meet the fighters. Area cover is 1, 5, and 4 would have been close escort with forward support and good. Anyway, on this mission we have area cover. Area cover. I will place it here for now. After fighter cover, I determine my position in the javelin down formation. So I roll 1d6 to determine the box and flight. One flight is 6 B-26s. One box is 18. You have the lead flight, and you have a low flight over here and a high flight at this position. So now 3. That is box 1, low. Box 1, low flight. Eighteen bombers in 3 flights of 6 bombers each is a box. There were usually 2 boxes, box 1 and box 2, flying to the same target. And I determine if I am the lead or tail group. I am in the tail group. And finally, the position in the flight. And since this is my first mission, my crew is green, so I receive plus 4 on this roll, which means 13, and that gives me position number 5. Now, what are the modifiers here? I'm bombing by boxes because the target is large. The low flight has +1 on the formation defensive support roll against fighters attacking from or at 2 and 3 o'clock. I am in the tail group, and that gives me tail group box 1 when bombing by flights, no. Tail group box 2 when bombing by flights or boxes, no. Tail group box 2, no. But the deputy wing tail and Charlie low number 5 is low number 5. The enemy has +1 to hit. Everything in blue is advanced, so I ignore that. And these two boxes, deputy -2 to hit and lead -2 to hit, and fighter has +1 to hit, are used in the basic game only. So that was my formation, my position in the formation. And after that, I determine if I use both bomb bays. Early B-26s had 2 bomb bays, the main and the aft, but the aft was not used in the European theater of operations. But in the game, it's possible. I'm not going to use that rule now and have bombs in the main bomb bay only. So we are now ready to take off. All right. In basic gameplay, takeoff is automatic. No roll is necessary. Oh, I'm going to do this instead. So we are in zone 0 and we take off. And that's all we do. And after takeoff, we mark off fuel. So we mark off an equal amount on each side. So this is for the left wing, left engine, and this is for the right engine. And the takeoff turn is 1/2. And the bomb load, I'm not using the rule for bomb load because I'm not satisfied with how it's used. But let's say we are using a light bomb load today. So 2, 1, and 2. All right. We're on our way. I move from zone 0 to zone 1. And we are now at 12,000 feet. Since I have area cover, there is no rendezvous. Rendezvous is automatic in the basic game. So I have area cover. And zone 1 has a defensive modifier. So enemy fighters may attack. There are fighter units in this area here with a range into England. It would probably not happen in for real, but in reality, but in the game it's possible. So this is a what if situation. JG-26, that famous, well-known German fighter group, is stationed in this area here. I have not included any rules for that in B-26. So we enter the zone and check for fighters. Four plus 0, if you remember, plus 0, oops, I forgot, where is it here, -1 for area cover is 3, and 5 or less is no encounter. So no fighters appear here. One for the turn, and 2 for the bomb load. We enter zone 2. Check for fighters. Plus 0, -1 for area cover. 5. fighters attack. One for the turn and 2 for the bomb load. So we are now in zone 2. The target zone is here. Our target is here, Lil. So I move into the target zone. And what do? We check for fighters. Where are my dice? Three. -1 for area cover. +1 for the zone is 3. No fighters attack. And after fighter encounters, we mark off fuel. 1 for the turn and 2 for the bomb load. 1 and 2. After a third has been used in the main tank, you draw fuel from the left. From the auxiliary tank. Now what do we do in the target zone? After fuel, we move into the bomb run segment. The bomb run segment begins with weather. If you remember, the predicted weather over the target was very good. So now, let's see. It's 6. That means we have good weather. Good weather. Oh, flak. Flak, flak, flak. 2. What is 2? It's a flak defense. 12,000 feet, heavy flak, 2 or less, is a barrage. We're flying into a flak barrage. The intensity is strong. That will be 3 flag to hit rolls, but the accuracy is, ooh, I don't know if that's good. 10 minus 1 is 9. So the accuracy is, for barrage, fair. 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 Now I'm going to roll to hit once for each flag burst. I'm going to roll to hit and which area at the same time to save the number of dice rolls. So the first roll, 8. Eight is a miss. Second. Oh, 12, of course. I don't think. 12. That means I roll another d6. It can be a miss, a hit, a critical hit, or a burst inside plane. Let's see. What do you think? Hey, now 1. Do you know what that is? It's a miss. 1 was a miss. 2 and 3 was a hit. 4, 5 a critical hit, and 6 was a burst inside plane, I think. And the last one. Oops. Let's say this is a hit, whether or not. Let's say I rolled 5, perhaps. No. Let's say I rolled a 4. Ah, a 4. That's a hit. And a hit 7 in the tail. In the tail. So I know I've been hit in the tail, and now I determine how many hits in the tail. Just a moment. Flag, tail, and 6. 6 heavy 1. Lucky. One hit in the tail. I must check. I must roll on the damage table for the tail to see how we are affected by that hit. So I roll a 2d6 and I see here what the effect is. 2d6 is 7 and 7. The tailplane is hit. So I roll another die. 3. Left elevator is inoperable. Left elevator is inoperable. Left elevator is inoperable. Flag fired. After flag, it is time for us to bomb the target. We do not have a bomb site, so we bomb on the leader, and there are 2 tables. One table is used when you're a toggler, a wingman, and you bomb without a bomb site. You drop your bombs on the leader, and the other table is used when you have a bomb site installed. So first, we check the aim point. The aim point. The weather is good, so I need to roll 6 or higher to identify the aim point. If I do not identify the aim point, there is a negative modifier on the to hit table, or I can break off the bomb run. But now I roll 10 and the aim point is identified. And now, let's see. 5. I always roll low. 5 is on target, poor accuracy. On target, poor accuracy. Oh well. And now I check. Just a moment. Oh my goodness. Just a moment. Box 1. Since I'm bombing by boxes, I use only this box here. Bombing by flights and I'm in low, I would use this box, but now actually it doesn't matter which box you use as long as you know what your result is. Poor accuracy. And after that I roll to see what the percentage is. Eight. Modifier is -1 for poor accuracy. Target size is large is +1. So that's 8. 70%. 70% is a success grading of good. Good. Yeah. Good. Now, the bomb run. No, it's not over. I forgot. There's flak again. We know that flak is strong. And now we check for accuracy. And we have -1, but also -3 for a formation without bombs. And the result is 5. For barrage. And that is inaccurate. It's -3 because of the evasive action you fly after the bomb run. Inaccurate. So the flak bursts for strong, 3 times to hit. Six. Inaccurate is a miss. Damn it. Wrong die. 5. Inaccurate is a miss. Inaccurate is a miss. Now the bomb run is over. When the bomb run is over, we turn around and begin our next turn. Check for fighters. It's 5. -1 plus 1 is 5. No fighters, but let's say we meet fighters in this zone. And the result is 6, and that is 1 wave. So 1 wave will attack. I check first. To see the type of fighter. It's 8. It's 8. In a 190 heavy area, it's +2. So this is 10. And 10 in July 1943 is a 190 A6. A 190 A6. And it attacks from 44. Just a moment. A 190 A6 from 44 high is 7 o'clock, but 7 o'clock is just outside the screen, so he will attack from 5 o'clock high. From 5 o'clock high. We have area cover. That does not affect attacking fighters. It only affects possibility of encountering them. But we are in formation, so we have formation defensive support. And on our formation defensive support, it's from 5 o'clock. And I am in the low flight, so that gives us +1 versus enemy fighters from 2 and 3. But I am number 5 in the low, so that gives me a +0 modifier. On a 5 and 6 on this die, this fighter is affected. No. It is not affected. But a 10 here would result in a fighter driven off. But this time, this one is not affected. So, combat. Combat. Attacking wave. Position. No close cover. Formation. Photo formation, no. So, we determine eligible targets. So 5 high means that the tail turret can fire and the top turret. My gunners are green, so I will receive a -1. I can fire a long burst. My top turret will fire a long burst. That gives me +1 for each extra ammo box I mark off. And the enemy fighter pilot in the basic game is an attacker. In the advanced game, this fighter can perhaps attack another bomber in your group, so it does not fire at your bomber. But we don't know it. Well, anyway, that's a topic for another session. So, a long burst, and we mark off ammo boxes. Ammo boxes. Top turret fires. And 1, 2, 4. Long burst. I could mark off all of them if I wanted to, but why? And then just a normal direct fire from the tail turret. To hit is for the top turret at 5 high, 7, 8 minus 1 for the green plus 2 for the long burst. 2 extra boxes. So I hit him. After I hit him, I roll for damage. 2d6s. It's 6. And 6 for twin 50s, which is the top turret, is 6 plus 2 for the long burst is 8, and that's a serious damage. Nice. And the tail turret at 5 high needs a 7 to hit. He has minus 1 to hit for his skill. Five. The tail turret misses. Defensive fire is over. Offensive fire. The German fighter will fire. And he needs from 5 high 6. But he has minus 2 to hit for his damage. 5. He misses. Had he hit, I would have rolled to see how many hits he scored. And in this case, 5 from 5 high is 2 times 2.5. He would have scored 5 hits on me. And 5 hits, I would have checked on the area hit from 5 high and rolled 5 times on 5 high. For example, waist, main bomb bay, pilot compartment, wing, the opposite side, and another hit in the main bomb bay, for example. But this one misses, so he moves to the passing shot position, which is too high. I could fire with my nose gun, my flexible nose gun, spray fire, but I'm not going to do that. So he is leaving. Combat is over. I mark off fuel. 1 for the turn. 1 for the turn. And I move into I move from zone 3 to zone 2. And I roll for enemy fighters. 9 plus 1 for the zone, minus 1 for area cover is 9. That's 2 waves. 2 waves attacks. Or attack, to be grammatically correct. 2 waves attack. I first check the type of fighter in the first wave. Five plus 2 for the 190 heavy area in July. That's an A4. That's a Focke-Wulf A4. Where is my A4? Here is an A4. So I know the type. I will check the altitude and clock position. It's 53, and that die, that blue die, indicates if it's high level or low, but 53. But 53 is a vertical dive. Vertical dive. And only the top turret can fire at this fighter. 1. And he fires a long burst. Again. Two. He needs... Oh, I forgot. Formation defensive fire support. Before placing on a... If this one was 5, it would have affected him, but I have no support. I have support, but no effect on this fighter. So I place the machine gun counters and mark off direct fire and long burst 2 this time. And I need, let's see, vertical dive, 9 or higher. Let's see, -1 for gunner skill, +2 for long burst. It's a miss. Now, the German fighter from vertical dive needs a 7 or higher to hit. And of course, he hits. So I roll 2d6s to see how many hits. 10. 10 from vertical dive is 2 times 2 is 4 hits. 190 vertical dive, 4 hits. Now I must determine where it hits. So I roll 4 times on vertical dive. 2d6s each time. So it's a 4 and a 6, which means it's radio room and aft bomb bay. Aft bomb bay. And seven and 8. 7 is waist, 8 is the tail. Waist, tail. The radio room. Four is superficial damage. Superficial damage, and I need this counter. The radio room, superficial damage. And armor station, aft bomb bay. Three, superficial damage. Superficial damage. Waist Where's the waist? There is the waist. Eleven in the waist is superficial damage. That's good. I'm a Swiss cheese. And finally, the tail. I can show you this. 8 tailplane, another D6, 3 left elevator. It's already inoperable, so there's no effect. Only superficial damage. Good. There's no passing shots on fighters attacking from vertical climb or dive, but since I have visible external damage, this one will come around for a successive attack. So I roll for position and altitude. Position is 36, 6 o'clock, and altitude is high. 6 high. 6 high here. Formation, defensive support. Nope. I needed 5 or 6. Six high. Top turret, and tail turret. No long burst. Tail turret needs 6 high, 6 to hit. -1 for being green. A green gunner. Missed. Top turret, he needs also 6, but he's green, and the top turret has a -1 because of the tail fin. So 6 minus 2. No, 6 or lower. He needs 6 or higher to hit. 9 minus 2 is 7, so he hits. Now I roll for damage on the fighter, and it's a +1 for twin guns. Six, 8. Serious damage. Serious damage. And the German fighter now needs 6 or higher to hit, but he has -2. -2. 6. Hit. How many hits? Oh, 9. 9. 9. From 6 high, superficial damage. Good. And I can roll on, let's see, vertical climb to see which area? 12 is right engine. Superficial damage in the right engine. Good. 6 high. He moves to a vertical climb position for the passing shot, but I have no one who can fire at the vertical climb, so he breaks off. And a serious damage. With a serious damage, he breaks off the attack also. If he wasn't damaged or had a light damage, he would come around for a successive attack. But this time, he leaves. That was, oh, I forgot. 190, where did he attack from? Vertical dive. Vertical dive. Now there is a second wave, but I will skip that one. Yep, I will skip that one. So combat is over. I'm not out of formation. I'm not damaged. Or I'm not, I have no damage which affects the end of this turn or any coming turn. So I will mark off fuel 1 for the turn. And from zone 2, we move to zone 1 and check for fighters. -1 +0, 1 wave. So I would check for type of fighter, altitude, clock position, and high level or low, and formation defensive support. I would place to hit machine gun counters, determine long direct fire, long burst or spray fire, then to hit for my gunners, then offensive fire from the fighter, determine if I'm hit or not, and determine damage if I'm hit, and then possible successive attacks, and finish combat, mark off fuel. 1 for the turn. 1 for the turn. And now we move from zone 1 to zone 0. I mark off fuel. You see I have plenty of fuel left, so and I roll for landing. I have no damage which affects the landing roll. Only pilot skill, which is -1. 10 -1 is 9. It's safe. A much lower result, 3 or lower, or 2 or lower, would affect the landing. But this time, I landed safely. I landed safely with lots of holes in my bomber and in good weather in England.